to start. I'm relaxing, thinking I've got a few minutes, I've got a while, and bam. Okay, so let me explain here. I'm Eva Bustle. Welcome to Arizona. Arizona does not change time. So to everybody else, it looks like from the Midwest and the Eastern Seaboard, well, the Eastern states, it looks like it's later. To the West Coast and Arizona right now, we're basically in the same time zone. So, I know some of my friends may not catch this because unfortunately, I'm not paying attention to my own changes. So, let me go ahead and move a couple things out of the way. Let's get those over there. So, I'm going to take about a minute and get this, grab my link, and post it to Facebook. So I'm sorry about that. Copy link. And Facebook. I copy the link and let everybody I know I'm on, even if it is late. I apologize again for that. I promise Thursday I will be on time. Paste. Let's scroll up, and there we go. And I will correct the image, the poster image and everything else when we get back. So, hopefully, oh, I still have one more. I don't know how to do it. Open up. Is it this one? Oh, it is. Okay, so inbox. Nope, wrong one. Okay. So we'll close that out. I want to close Facebook out and just have my video. And hopefully people will still be able to find me today, because I know it's kind of crazy. Arizona doesn't change time, as I was saying. And the problem is that I say I'm going to be live 5, but I'm actually going to be live at 4. So for the rest of the mountain time, I'm actually at 5. But in Arizona, I'm actually still on at 4 plus a few pennies. Too many pennies at this point. But I am here. And I will be alive at 5 most places except for in California where in Arizona where I'll still be live at 4. It'll look like it's 5 if you check Arizona time or whatever. Or your local time. So what does that mean? It means for everybody else who changed time, it's going to get, like jumped around and everything else. Spring forward, fall back. So while you guys lost an hour, we did not. And I made sure to point that out on a friend's Facebook page. It's like, oh, we didn't lose anything. It's like, shut up. I'm like, that type of attitude. So today's focus is going to be thoughtful expressions, but not in the way that you think. I'm only going to use the sentiment from this, from the stamp set. What I'm really focusing on is these beautiful dies. This set right here. It's a set of 4 tags. They're gorgeous. Lots of layering. I love them. Thoughtful expression dies. So another item I'm going to focus on is right behind me. And I'm just making sure that I got the right side. This is the delightfully eclectic 12 by 12 pack. It was a freebie item. See, I got it upside down. It was a freebie item during celebration, but it is also in the regular catalog. So if you get a chance, pick this up. It's got a lot of great patterns. I need a couple card bases because I didn't grab those yet. And so the question is what do you have that you haven't hardly used during celebration and during the first quarter of the year? So most people think of a quarter as like January, February, March, April, and then on and on and on. And that's how Stampin' Up! Does it. So my focus was, let's use that cardstock along with that print, the DSP, along with a little bit of cardstock and only cardstock to make today's design. But then I had to Eva it and decide that I wanted to do a little more. So last night at about 6:30 or so, I got started on today's project. And I looked at it and I was like, well, that's kind of plain. So I'm going to be doing it 2 different ways. And I'll show you both ways that I'm going to do it. Make sure this is the right size. Yep, it's the right size. I don't know if you got a sneak there, but I hope not. So what I did was, in the dies, they have all these little accessory dies. Try to get them all out in one shot here. I think I did. So you've got this little floral. You've got a leaf, and I don't know if I'm going to use more than one, but I've got extras cut. You've got, there's 3 leaves all together. There's a little different one. It's got a stem to it. I love things with stems on them. And then little florals that you can add anywhere at any point. So, first of all, I'm going to thank my cousin who reminded me, like, why aren't you on? I'm like, what do you mean? I don't go on for an hour. Oh, yeah. So I want to thank my cousin for that. So I'm not going to dilly-dally. Let me get some things out of the way, though. I'm going to get my camera in the way. And then we're going to jump right into work. So hang on, everyone. There we go. Okay, let's cover that up and see what we can do here. So there we go. Got lots of... Oh, this one ain't even on. I'm like, why isn't the light working? Ah, I forgot to plug in with my lights. It's always great when you're like, oh, I cleaned up for the weekend and I prepped and I got everything else done and I didn't do this. So that should lighten the area a little bit more. So I did my florals in melon mango. I did the little flowers in 2 different colors, and there are 5 flowers. Yeah, 5 flowers each. Should be 6. I like cut like 2 of those. Should be 6. So we've got Daffodil Delight, and then I don't remember where this one is. Oh, I just added as an extra color based on my stuff here. And then we have Old Olive. Those are an Old Olive. And then we've got the Granny Apple green here. I want to say, where's my catalog? All my catalog. Maybe somebody knows it. Offer up an idea. What is it? I don't know. Let me pull my catalog open. Get to my card stock and colors and everything. Because I don't have all the inks yet, so I don't know all of the colors. I wish I could say I did, but I don't. I know, it's such a slacker moment, you know? Such a slacker moment. I know it's Daffodil Delight and then another color. If I could find the page. One more page. Crushed Curry is the other one. So Daffodil Delight and Crushed Curry. I had to think about it. So basically my idea was, oh, I want to use this, but I don't want to make this my main image. I want to put it out a little bit with a little bit of vellum. So that's how I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to layer this and this with our floral, with our other pieces, and that's how we're going to do it. Really simple, easy peasy card. Okay, but then I was like, you know, that's great. It looks good. Looks good. But I'm just going to move my pieces out of the way. Do I really want it to be just plain white? Or do I want to take it up a notch? And I was like, you know what? I could take it up a notch. So I used Melon Mambo on this one. And what I did last night, and it takes about a half an hour from start to finish because you got to let it dry. I just stamped my ink pad onto it. So I'm going to show you. So I've got one piece right here. I don't know where my screen went. There it is. So I've got a little thing that I I drag my stuff on. I'm just going to show you a little corner. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. So I'm going to bring this back and I'm just going to kind of lay it down right there. Okay. So to get this blended up, what I did was I added the color. I left it on my stuff and I grabbed a tissue. Okay. So I just kind of grabbed it together, make a little floral, and pounce. Pounce to move the color around, pounce to remove the extra color. I've got my wipies over here. And then swirl it around to blend it in and out, to, blend it so that it's nice and smooth. You pounce to get the excess color off. You can see there's a lot of excess color. But if I keep using what's on my tissue, I can fill up a very large amount by just adding some color in one area. That's it. That's all I need to do. So you can kind of see how it's getting there. When I got to the point where I didn't have anything to hold on to, I added a wipey and I just put my fingers on it so it'd have more strength. And I kept doing it until I was done completely. Then you got to let it sit and dry. So it does take some time to dry. I'm just going to put all this together and set it on the other side so I don't end up inky. Already inky. So we're going to start with the regular one first. And the only thing left that I need to do is grab one piece of cardstock. Where'd it go? Where's the cardstock? There it is. I've got 80-pound cardstock for the sentiments. So I'm going to set that aside. So this one's really simple and this one's really simple. It's just layering. So all of this is just going to be layered almost flat. But I will pop this layer onto this layer and this layer will sit flat over there. You can add stitching through this. You can run it through your sewing machine, whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and add one in the center. It would also make for a really cool shaker pocket card. I need to bring it this way. I'm going to turn it this way so I can see what I'm doing. I think that looks good. There we go. So we've got that one done. For this one, I'm going to share with you guys my top secret use of how to make vellum look like it's not attached to anything. I'm going to simply add a little bit of glue. Okay, and then I'm going to tap it out with my finger. Tapping it out with your finger makes it, one, the glue's a little bit more tackier. And two, it happens to spread so it doesn't look like you've got all the glue in just one little dot. It doesn't look like there's any glue on there at all. So I will show you that. Doesn't look like there's any glue on it at all. And tapping it helps it dry off a little bit. So when they stick together, it's a little bit more tacky. If you want it attached in more places, go ahead and do that. I don't have plans to. So we're going to pop this one up. And then we're going to do the sentiments. I was actually hoping to have my kits so I could show you from Stampin' Up. They're coming today. Just going to add this equal. And then we're going to just go ahead and use some runner. Now, I know that Stampin' Up! Has their own runner, but this one works really good if you have arthritis. I can't grab and push into the paper like I could. So if you watch, I'm basically 2 fingers and my index finger, and I can very easily glide it on there. I don't need to push a lot. I don't need to do anything else. And I have full coverage on it. There's no spots missed or anything. If you tilt it one way or another, you will get spots, but you know, that's just that. So these ones line up with the outside, so I'm just going to line up my vellum to the outside. Get that put down, and everything else should line up going upward. Okay. Really gotta get myself a little fan for my desk again. I had one and it died. And then, did I get that in the garbage can? Oh my goodness. So this one is actually very wide. It's almost as wide as the cardstock that I cut. So I'm going to use the same products, 2 different designs. So the other one's going to be a little bit different than this one. I've got that one right there. And then, oh, I was going to do the sentiments first. Let's get the sentiments out of the way. We're going to go with You're in My Thoughts today, because I think it's a really nice sentiment. And for that, we're going to use the Old Olive. And then we've got a simple block. And then every time I do this, every single time I do this, and sometimes it gets off of it and sometimes it's still there, I put a dot where my top is. Just on my block. I used to mark my stamps, which one's top, which one's not, because I am dyslexic, and it doesn't matter if I can read it or not, I will stamp it accidentally the wrong way. So getting into the habit of putting that little tiny dot on it has helped me to keep everything the way I believe it should be. Just nice and neat and everything else. So we're going to go up here. I just love how that looks. And then we're going to do another one. Okay? Doesn't matter if they're crooked. That doesn't matter at all. I'm totally crooked most of the time with everything I do. Just saying. I also don't have any more baby wipes over here. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do. They're right there. I was like, I knew I had them somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to clean my stamp real quick. It's a brand new pack, so hang in there. Hey, Tammy. Thanks for saving me earlier. I know that I should be on at 4. It's 4 my local time no matter what. But since I changed it for you guys, I'm like, oh, I've got until 5. No, I've got until 4 my time. It's just, it makes it look like I'm on at 5. You know what I mean? So hopefully everybody else will be able to find me later, catch up, do whatever. So in the die set, again, with these dies right here, I think this one is the next lowest. So we're just going to grab, I might restamp them. Probably going to restamp them. My hummingbird never wants to go in the package. So probably going to, yeah, I have to restamp them. I'm sorry. Sorry for doing that, guys. Where's the block? It's a good thing I left the sentiment. I'm actually going to cut out 2 and then do them so that they're more centered. Second one might work. Third one's definitely, or first one's definitely not going to work. I'm completely off today. I'm sorry. I threw my shoulder out last week, and this week I was in complete pain and misery, and it's just not been fun for me. So doing all of this stuff that requires me to move my arm is not as much fun as it normally is. So just FYI. Also, yeah, it's just one of those things. I know that my time is actually 4 o'clock, but the time that I'm supposed to be on, that's why it didn't matter if I changed it or not, because it would still only be 4 o'clock. You think I would know that? No, not even a bit. I was watching Bridgerton because the season 3 is supposed to come out in May. So I was revisiting those guys all weekend since the shoulder's out. I've just got a little sidekick. Sorry for making the screen move. It does it to everything. Again, sorry for making the screen move. Another little piece. There it is. But Bridgerton is coming back in May, so I'm very excited about that. It's Penelope and Colin. It's their turn. I was like, yay! But, so that's what I was doing while my shoulder was out. I'm actually going to put this in my lap so it doesn't move the picture. I hate when the screen gets shaken. Shaken, not stirred. So I'm going to put that over here. That's going in the garbage. I'm going to stamp on those guys. And hopefully I get it a lot straighter this time. So one of my goals when I come back is to get the brand new to me, not brand new to you guys. I want to get the mini, size die cutting machine from Stampin' Up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten up my stamp. I'm going to try to put my die in the center, or my block in the center. There's no going back. If I need to make more, I'll make more. You know, it's kind of one of those things. Is it straight? Is it? Yeah, it looks pretty straight. Let's go with that. I have two problems. One, I'm dyslexic. The other problem is I have an astigmatism, so nothing, unless it's right underneath me, is it straight. That looks pretty straight. Also looks like one of the states, the outline. Straight on one side, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle on the other. Oh, pretty good. Okay. So we've got those. Again, that's an old olive. So when I threw my shoulder out, like a week and a half ago, everything was okay. I was in pain, but I was okay. And then it came back to the point where my shoulder hurt so bad that I could hardly move. And so I'm barely being able to move my, if you notice, I'm not moving my arm that much. It's just kind of moving the bottle around because it hurts. It just really, really hurts. So I thought that was such a cute layering. Such a great layering. I love how that's probably one of my favorite dies out of the mini. Okay, we're going to move that one around. And these, I don't want it straight. I'm going to cut it in half yet again. I know, I keep doing this to these poor dies. I know. We're just going to add a little bit of glue right here. And I got to remember to close the bottle because otherwise it's going to leak everywhere. I got to get myself one of those cool mats. So I'm going to add a little bit up here. We're just going to push that down. Then we've got this one that's already got a little bit of glue. And we're going to add this to the bottom over here. We're just going to hide where we cut. And we're going to push that down a little bit. So we've got those. I'm going to get my tweezers. And these guys right here, we're going to do probably like 2 and 3. So I'm just going to squeeze my bottle so it starts gooping just a little bit. We just need a little bit. And I'm going to make these like flowers that are falling. So we're going to do 3 of one color and 2 of another, and then 3 and then 2. And again, same way, so I don't have to move around too much. Okay, so one more of this. We've got a lot on that. I'm going to move that off a little bit. And then I think we're going to come up a little bit closer. You can even put them in different layers of the paper as well. So we're going to come up here like that. And then I think we're going to add one right up here. I think this is what makes it so fun for me, is because there's no rules in paper crafting. I mean, you have goals. Everybody has goals. But there's no rules. There's nothing saying you have to make everything exactly the same every single time. You can use it in so many different ways. So let's push that back. We've got 2 of the leaves with the stems. and then one stem with, or two stems with the other one. And I may cut one of these apart. You know me, I love to break things up. So we're going to get one of these. I'm just going to get a little bit of glue behind there. Well, let's get a little bit on the stem. Okay. And then we're going to tuck this. I think we're going to tuck it behind. So it's just kind of creating that look. And if you notice, I don't add glue to the top of the stem, because a lot of the times I don't feel like it needs it. Okay, so plenty of glue on that one. We're going to flip this. Hey, babe, could you grab my bottle of water? I'm getting a little choky here. And then I'm going to add this one behind here. And then we've got one more. And like I said, I'm probably going to cut one of these off. Did you open it? Or is it my bottle from home? Thank you. So I'm just going to do a little hack job here. Cut it up. You won't see the bottom anyway. Looks like I got glue everywhere anyway. And we're just going to slide that right under. And since it's a lighter shade, it'll stand out. I'm also hiding that cut edge right under this petal. So that one's done. Done, done, done. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of this cut petal. And then, oh, we forgot. I got one more. Sorry, my bad. Oh, not that far up. Right there, and the stem. So I think with this one, I'm just gonna come off to the side. Oh, I got goop everywhere. I gooped it. There we go. So we're just gonna lay it down right there. I had to bring it a little bit closer to pick up that extra glue. If you have really close in tweezers, drag it apart, drag them, pull it apart, and lift that glue up, and you can wipe it away with your fingers. If it gets inside, just do it very gently to lift it up. Once it dries, it does dry clear, but you don't want a goop sitting right there. So there's the first one. We need some bling. We need some bling. Oh, okay. So for this one, I've got these purpley ones here. I've got these peachy ones here, or I've got these. And I think these will be the best because it goes with everything, all the different colors. So we're just going to grab a couple of these. Nope, gotta use my scissors. Scissors are the only ones that work. And my plan was to stick them just in a couple of the little floral centers. Not in every single one of them, because I think then it gets a little too repetitive. We've got this one. And then I think we'll go with a smaller one. Need my little pokey tool is what I need. Why aren't you playing nice? Heck with it. We'll go with the big one. I know I can get it. Maybe I can't. Shoulder's not working nice with me. Oh, I just knocked it on the ground. Say goodbye. We shall never see you again. Because bidding adieu. Adieu, adieu, adieu. It's such sweet sorrow. There we go. So we got 3 of them on there. I didn't want them all big, but sometimes you get what you get and you just don't throw a fit. So real simple like that. I think it builds out without having to have everything doubled up and tripled up. Oh, thanks, Tammy. Okay, so that's card number 1. That's the way we're doing the first one. The second one is going to be done with the pink vellum instead. So we're going to get our pieces here. So again, see how much glue's on there? I'm going to take a little bit of it. I'm going to take it directly to the center of the card, of the vellum, and I'm just going to tap. I am going to tap to the point where it turns almost invisible. You see that? Okay. when I lay it on the back of this, I'm just going to try to give it evenly all the way around. Nope, not even close. A little bit more of space. There we go. You'll be able to see it a little bit better, but I'm going to cover most of that up so you shouldn't see it. Okay. So I'm going to put the tip on this. I can use most of what's hanging out my glue bottle at this point. And we're going to use our runner. And like I said, I can do this with just 3 fingers. I don't need anything other than 3 fingers. And that's why I use this one and not the Stampin' Up! One. If the Stampin' Up! One would work with my arthritis, I'd use it in a second. But unfortunately, that's not an option for me. Okay, so we're just going to layer it in. You can also use runner if you want. It doesn't matter. My extra pieces of cardstock. And for this one, I want to do it a little bit differently. We're going to just do runner on this layer. Oh, sorry, this layer. We're not going to pop it up. We're going to do runner on this layer. And if you see, I'm not putting my runner all the way to the edge, because if I still want to tuck something, I still want to be able to tuck it. We're going to turn it this way. Okay. Then we're going to turn it this way, and then, or this way, then this way, so that we have a couple different options. And this one isn't going to be straight. I want it off a little bit to kind of make it look like things just, you know, are more natural. So we're going to pop this layer up. I should have thought about it when I stamped it. I knew it wasn't going to work. I don't know why I do that to myself. Poppers, where you at? So we're going to just pop this up. Oh, one more in the center. And you know what? I was feeling these compared to the normal ones. It's like, oh, they are different. I put that on there crooked. I put that on there crooked. No mistakes. Okay. So I'm just going to use my line that I've got over here. It may not be perfect to the card, but I'm just going to use my line right there. That's better. Okay, and then we're going to come in right here. Actually, we're going to come in just a little bit crooked like that. And since this one is going to kind of hang over that area right here, we're going to have a little on and a little off like this. I'm only going to put them on this side, and then we're going to use a little bit of runner on this side. Like that, with just a smidge of the glue that's still left. There we go. Just tap that down nice and smooth. Get the glue off my finger. And if I did the sentiment crooked, this will give me an opportunity to fix it. Otherwise, I'd have to throw it in the trash and start again. But this way, if I put my sentiment a little bit crooked, nobody's going to... Oh, I forgot to take it off. I forgot to take the backers off. My bad. My bad. Nobody's going to know otherwise. You know what I mean? So... nobody's going to be the wiser is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So this now gives us to play a place to go ahead and say we're going to add just a little bit of adhesive here. We're going to grab one of the leaves and line it up right here so we kind of get that behind it. And then we're going to add just a little bit more adhesive from my drips, because waste not, want not, right? And we're going to add that other leaf that matches it. Because like I said, I may cut them. It doesn't mean I'm going to use every single leaf. So that's one of those things. If you cut it, just put it back in the package. If you're worried about it not having the name written down or something like that, just put a little note in there that I use this color for this or that color for that. And we're just going to add that right on there, and it's going to make it just pop a little bit. So I got my wipey right here. We're going to clean off my glue. We are at approximately 80 degrees today, 75 to 80 degrees. I'm not sure exactly because I haven't looked at the thermometer. But I do want to add one of these. I'm just going to squeeze my bottle a little bit. I'm going to tilt it down a little bit. Get the glue in there. My glue bottle might be blocked up. It's one of the other things I'm looking forward to is getting some more supplies from Stampin' Up! That are a little bit more higher quality than what I've got. So there we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and give a little tiny dot at the top and one right here as well. Tweezers. And we're just going to come down here on the bottom underneath everything and just add that right there. Okay. So our crushed curry, we got a little dot of stuff. We're going to add it to the center. And then we're going to use the Daffodil Delight. We're just going to use 3 of them on this. I'm going to layer this in a little bit so it kind of makes them looking like they're falling with the Daffodil Delight. And we're just going to have it like that, like a little falling star. Doesn't need to have anything too serious. We're going to cut this one here right at the bottom of the 3 leaves. So I'm going to do that real gentle. And then I'm going to fix any mistakes that I've got. I just want to kind of round it off. I don't need it imperfect. I just want a little less broken from me trimming it. Okay, and then I'm going to add that all the way out here. So I'm just going to kind of come in right here on that bottom stitch a little bit. And then I'm going to add me one more of my I forget the color. Crushed curry. I don't even think, you know what? I'm going to put it at the top here to make it kind of look like a little flower. Like it's flowering. There we go. So it's 4. And then I'm going to bring in the last crushed curry that I've got. And we're just going to add it to a blank space. So there's nothing worse than having a bunch of blank spaces around your card. There we go. That one's done. And like I said, it doesn't take long to color your vellum at all. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's one of the easiest things to do. Does that mean it's always going to turn out the way you want it? No. I would suggest you use a larger piece of vellum rather than a smaller piece of vellum, so that whatever you want to do regardless, you'll have a selection. You're not reliant on one little square being perfect, is what I'm saying. Okay, and I think we're going to do a small one again down here. And then I think we're going to add 2 large ones, but not in the florals, just to change it up a little bit. We're going to bring it over here. If I can get off my thumb. Got too much glue on my thumb right now. There we go. And then a little one up there as well. I like to do triangles. Does a triangle need to be exactly triangle? No. No, it doesn't. So 1, 2, 3, there's my small triangle. If I go up here, I've got a skinny triangle. Here, I've got a skinny triangle. Here to here, I've got a bigger triangle. Same thing here. So they're all triangles. I love a good triangle when it comes to accessories or bling or... Oh, thanks, Kathy. I appreciate it. Sorry for the kerfuffle today. Like, I am on at 5 o'clock. You guys' is 5 is my 4. You know, some places, somewhere, somehow. So, just saying. So, I'm going to take all my extra pieces out of here. and just show you the two cards. And again, one purpose is, well, I'm not that great. I don't really love the pattern in the back. It's a good pattern, but maybe it's not the right color or the right shade or something. Doing this kind of changes the way it looks. If you look at the pattern now on the bottom there, let me actually bring that up a little bit more. So if you look at it, it looks completely different than this one. It changes everything there is about it and the way that it looks. So having a little colored vellum every now and again in your stash, not a bad thing, especially with colors you love. Especially with colors you love. So again, this was the Thoughtful Expression die set and sentiment from the stamp set. Let me bring that back in for you. And the biggest question is, do I love these dies? Absolutely, I love these. I've made more stuff with these two die sets, than any other item, except for maybe one. Because I have one set that I love above all else. So you can see there, these are like amazing dies. So many different ways to layer them. You don't have to be, this is more like a card layout like this with an extra card that's too much hanging out. The stamp set is absolutely adorable. It's one of those ones where you just love it because it's hard not to. Sometimes there are no words. That's one of my favorite ones in there because you don't always know whether or not you got what you're saying is going to be right to somebody. You're in my thoughts today means that you miss a friend. You know your friend's going through a lot, you know. Enjoy your day. It doesn't matter if it's a Monday. Just enjoy your day. Well, you know, when it's Monday, when it's Monday. See, and that's one of those things that's like, oh, I really like that pattern that's behind it, but I think it's a little too pale for the brightness that I've got in the rest of this. Because what I did was I pulled the pinky color, the Melon Mambo, and then, I don't remember what the other one's called. Ugh. You guys know better than I do. I'm not going back in there. I'm not going back in my catalog. I do got to put my sentiment away. But again, my apologies for being late. It's like, next time y'all need to text me quicker. Just saying. Just saying. I will be on at the right time on Thursday, I promise. I promise to try to be on time to promise. Yes, there we go. Perfect. Let me take this down because we do need to chat a little bit. Take this down. Crushed curry, yes. So let me go over all of those details here in a second. So I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to move this out of the way so it's not leaving weird shadows. So, do I have the little piece or did I lose it? Okay, I had a little teeny piece of Melon Mambo. I don't know where it went. And then we used Old Olive. And then Granny Apple Green. And like I said, it's just a tad brighter. You wouldn't even know that it's, if you look at these two right here, you can see it's a tad brighter than this. But not by much. And I like the way it looked together. Because what I did was, I said I want a main tone. Yeah. Well, it's a new one of mine too. Because it's like you look at it and you're like, well, do I, you know? But I wanted 2 tones of yellow and I wanted 2 tones of green and I wanted a main tone. And that was the Melon Mambo. And you know what? I don't even know if that was in the paper. Let me look. Got all kinds of stuff behind me. Which side is up? This side's up. So this had, Bubble Bath was the other color. Cajun Craze, Calypso Coral, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, which is probably what the color was. Garden Green, Misty Moonlight, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock. So, did I pick a color in between? Yes. So, I didn't have that color. So, I went with an alternative color. But that doesn't mean you can't go a shade darker or a shade lighter. That's one of my favorite things. So, Old Olive Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, Crushed Curry, and Melon Mambo. Those colors I chose. And I think they're such a pretty set. Don't be afraid to go with something a little lighter or a little bit darker. These are a little lighter, but it has that. If you look right here, there's a second green. Maybe this one's a little bit better. There's a second green, and it is Old Olive. So you can see there that you got your garden green and your Old Olive. But I didn't want garden green because I didn't want it to blend so much. So sometimes that's a problem. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. So I'm going to try to work from that ink pad? No, that paper pad for a while, the DSP. One of my projects on Thursday, my main project on Thursday, is to see if I have enough to label, ink what I have, not everything because I don't have everything, label and ink up and make little swatches. Now I know I have all the cardstock, 99% of the cardstock, because like I love lemon lolly, so it may not be there. Just warned. And just kind of create that, because I think sometimes you need a break from the cards and just go to the more, how can I make this better? How can I be more organized? How can I reduce what I have instead of creating duplicates of everything else? Also, starting next week, I'm going to be doing a new series. It will not be at the regular time. It will be just whenever I get around to it. And that will be Sketch a Challenge. So I'm going to challenge myself to create a sketch live. And I was talking about this before with my friends. Just create a sketch live and make a card with that. Now, will I already pull things out that I kind of like? Yeah, I'll do that. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to make. So it may go longer than an hour. It may be shorter than an hour. It may have just a blank sketch and then a couple scribbles on it. Because if you've seen my sketches, and some of you have seen my sketches, you know they're kind of scribbly. But that's one of the ones I want to add. And it will probably be a joint venture between here and Facebook. So just to kind of go with that. The other thing is, we're going to be seeing a lot of sneaks, little itty bitty sneaks this weekend. Is it this weekend or next weekend is on stage, Tammy? Kathy? I don't remember which weekend it is. Oh, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. To go ahead, my friend Kathy was going ahead and saying that she could craft along with the craft a sketch. So it's this weekend, yeah. So we're going to be seeing some updates and some sneak peeks on certain things. Not a lot of sneak peeks, but a couple, just a couple of what's coming in May. Again, that is my goal. May is my goal to be back. We have finished paying off all of our son's student loans for the semester. So hopefully, nothing else goes wrong. Grades are looking great. We might not get that grant back, but we'll find another one. It's just one of those things like, whew, yeah, he sent his grades today. That math grade finally came up to a B. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. You do work wonders. I was like, I didn't ever think that grade was going to come up. And the boy is going to be a math teacher. So, yeah. This one's got a little bit of water. So, it's a couple of things that I'm looking forward to this weekend, is all of the different things that all of the different demonstrators going to be sharing, the different ideas. Also, next month, I'm going to be purchasing 2 items from an affiliate for Stampin' Storage. 2 items. That's all I can afford. It's 2 items. We've worked out the math. That's it. If I still want to buy Crafty Goodness, then I have to go. I can only buy 2. So we'll probably be 2 now, 2 somewhere in the fall, and then the final 2, because I've got 6 cubbies. The final 2 sometime next year. So I'd love to say I could buy all of the ones now, but that's just not in my budget unless I win the lottery or you do and you know what I want. So one, you might also know that I'm leaning towards my right. Yes, because that's the elbow that's not, or that's the shoulder that's the elbow. That's the shoulder that's not working. I don't even have my elbow on the armchair. I've got it resting against it. And this hand isn't moving as much as what this hand is. And I'm a big hand talker. So, the other thing that I want to let you guys know about is if you have not, please check out Marcy Besecker's YouTube page. She's got a bingo coming up in May. Sign up is open right now. Go check out her video from Sunday. It has all the information. She's a good friend of mine, been friends for years. And I did her bingo in February. Loved it. Loved it. I'm so mad that I couldn't do it for March. It just wasn't in the budget. And some months it's okay. I understand. Not everybody's budget is the same. Everybody has a different budget. Also, she's got a couple classes listed, and that will be coming in the future for me. I will be doing my first official class in June. It will be a private class available with a link. It will be only 2 cards. It will be a very small amount. And I hope that you guys will be interested in checking that out. I'll be getting more information about that. Hang on. Let me... Pen. I got to make sure I write all this down. So we've got the card class, online card class, not in person, June. We've also got the Craft a Sketch. And that is going to be either here or on Facebook. Haven't decided which one I'm going to do that on because it's only if I do Facebook, it's going to be in a portrait instead of landscape, and I like landscape a lot better. Or YouTube. And sometimes I like to share things with the folks that have gotten me to this point for all these years, because I have been doing videos on YouTube for less than 4 months, 5 months, something like that. Just a little while. I'm trying to get all the glue off my finger. My arm's still not moving. But I've been doing videos since 2015, 2016 on YouTube. So it's been a long journey for me. I really wish I'd gone to YouTube. I was scared. I'm also going to be making some changes to my desk. You're like, but Eva, you just got it. Yeah, I know. In order for me to give you guys a better quality video without me having to go boop or, hey, I have to touch the etch. So there's my hand in the way. I'm going to be trying some different software. Change my desk for better video. I'm just making the notes here. Well, I have a Chromebook, and nobody works with Chromebooks. I love my Chromebook. I love how easy it is. It's just really simple. There's no extraneous login. There's no blue screen of death that I've ever seen. There's none of that. It's like being on my cell phone. I love my cell phone. Lots of people are apt or more than capable of working on their cell phone and doing everything, and that's what I do. I do my graphics from my cell phone. I used to do my blogs from my cell phone. I used to do it all, including these videos on my cell phone. So to say that my cell phone and the equipment I have isn't enough and I got to pull my old desktop computer out, that's what I got to do in order to move us forward and make better content for you guys. I don't want to fuss with the X because it's like right there in the corner. It's right there taunting me with pink fingers and glue. Always with the glue and the pink fingers. Should have put the glue down first, and maybe the pink would come off real easy. But I know that the thing that I'm most looking forward to is the new catalog. And you're like, Eva, you got a catalog in front of you. You get 2 of them. Yeah, I know. But see, there's nothing more exciting nothing worse than walking into a catalog that's been live for months and months and months, and you see all the pretties. Sorry, I had to get that glue off my finger. OCD as well. You see all the pretties, but you know that everybody else has already used everything you're thinking about in the ways that you could be thinking about. So it makes it very hard to create something with the idea that this is an original. This is an original thought. So having a new catalog means I have so many different ideas and everything else. And again, I work with the week to week thought process. I do not work on a year to year thought process. So my mini catalog is 16 weeks long, I think. Yeah. So I need almost that many products to keep me active during that time. I don't need any more. I don't need any less. Very small space. Okay. So that's one of the ways that I keep everything in order without having to worry about like, oh, I have too much stuff. I don't want to get into that anymore. I had a heart attack. I don't want to die if I have another one and leave all this mess to my family. So minimalism, that's my life. That's my idea, my thoughts, my process. I'm going to keep it that way. And that's the promise I made to myself. Anyway, I hope you guys will check out Facebook, Marcy's YouTube page. Get the link. Sign up for bingo for May. There's no bingo in April. March bingo already went. But sign up for May bingo. $40, four cards, 4 games of bingos. An amazing opportunity. Go check it out. I think you'll like it. Check out Facebook all weekend long. Just type in Stampin' Up! On stage, and you will get to see sneak peeks and everything else. I know I'm going to be there all weekend long, checking out all the goodies and everything else. And, of course, like I said, I'll be back on Thursday. I don't think I said it today, but normally say it. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm looking at the time. It's like, it's almost been an hour. I'll be back on Thursday at 4, which will actually be 5 Mountain Standard. It comes out in April, May, June, May. First week of May. Most people should have it by the end of April, though. So, if you don't have one by then, just know as soon as it comes out, order it. Order it, order it, order it. Okay? So, order yourself a second one. A lot of people love to take it to the office store and have it bound, spiral bound, so that you can just flip through the pages a lot easier. We don't have one here, so I can't do that. And yeah, that's how that ends that conversation. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Have an amazing week. Let me put these up here one more time. I think they turned out so cute. Like I said, it just looks like cards and something's like falling. You know, that one that always hangs off the end. But I will be back here Thursday, and we will work on making, what are those things called? Thursday. I just want to make sure that I follow through for what I say I'm going to do. It's going to be 2x3 with the color label. And then it's going to have a 1x1 swatch. I'm like, make the word swatch. I can't write that well with this because it's just like locked. And if you saw it from the back, you'd be like, because it looks like normally your back muscles are all nice and flat like this. And then you've got the collarbone at the top, right? So like you look at a shoulder and it's kind of like that. If you look at where the part right here of my hand, your back normally is kind of flat, you know. And basically you've got muscles that go up and around right here and over the shoulder. And this is your socket and everything else. And basically right now mine is all like swollen and I've got a little bump right there and I got like a ridge because I irritated what are the little strands that hold your shoulder in place when I popped it out. Yeah. And then it popped back in when I lay down. So yeah, it's not a sketch. It's a swatch, right? Swatches. Yeah. So I'll show you how to do all of that with the colors I have. I'm not going to be able to complete all of them, but I will pull out the ones I have. I'll cut all of the cardstock. What supplies are you going to need? Your cardstock. You're going to need some white cardstock. You're going to need your trimmer. You're going to need a hole punch. And it can be whatever size you want. And then you need one of those lock ring thingies, little ones that twist open, you know, to let you slide things on. So you can get those from Amazon. A lot of craft projects in the past, you might have gotten some, Tammy. Pink Fresh Studio stuff, if you guys have gotten stuff from that in the scrapbooking end of it, they definitely sent rings one time. So you may have those. If you don't, you can just order them on Amazon. It takes 2 days to get to you. In the meantime, you guys have a great day. I've been exactly 1 hour. I was just noticing, oh, there's a timer right there. I'm so blind. But I really messed it up. I didn't even think I could do this, because if you look at this shoulder's nice and straight. This shoulder's like drooping down. I'm like, oh, kind of goes like, because my shoulder is right here. So if I bring it up straight, it's like, it was like really droopy, and then I've got a ridge in the back where I've got, my muscles are all messed up. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I am sorry for the little oops at the beginning. Hi, Harriet. I'm almost done. I'm so sorry. So if you're in the West Coast, if you're on the West Coast, it is going to be at 4 p.m. I got to write this down. I really got to write this down so we don't make any mistakes. But I love seeing you here, my friend. So it is going to be at 4 p.m. on the West Coast. So California, Oregon, Washington, you know, parts of northern Mexico, 4 p.m. Here in Arizona, my local time, it will also be 4 p.m. But mountain time, it will be 5. So, you know, the rest of the middle states, you know, next to the West Coast, those states right there. Okay? Utah. In Utah, it will be 5. It will be, I do know that one. It'll be 5. And that, nope, Las Vegas is still East Coast or West Coast time. So then it'll be 5, okay? In Utah time, it'll be 5. Here, it will look like I'm on at 5, but it's only 4, okay? So Central, it will look like I'm on at 6. And Eastern, where Miss Kathy lives, on the eastern seaboard of the country there, the right coast, not the left coast, the right coast, it will be 7 o'clock. I gotcha. I totally gotcha. Don't worry about it. Watch the replay. I did want to talk to you guys about that, just to make sure that everybody understands. I'm still going to be on at 4. I'm a little late. I apologize. I will see you guys on Thursday at 4, which will actually be 5, but we don't change time. So I will see you guys then. In other news, take it easy. Stay crafty. Thanks so much for putting up with my shenanigans. You too, Harriet. Everybody have an amazing, wonderful weekend. And don't forget to try to work with a little vellum. Put it in your life. See what you can do with it. I really like vellum with embossing folders. So, you know, I might do something like that in this sketch. Ooh, that would be a good one. Anyway, you guys take it easy. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Stay crafty, my friends. And I will see you on Thursday. Bye. Weird, awkward finger now going towards the screen. Ah. Oh, okay. Cool. I get you. I do not blame you. I like, when I get in the vellum mood, I get in the vellum mood. Anyway, thanks for everything, guys. Especially Tammy. Thank you. Bye. It's so awkward to touch the button and it covers everything. I'll be like my mom with pictures in the 70s, you know. Thumb everywhere. Bye.